KMES English Medium Junior College welcome its students for the online lectures of philosophy for Standard 11 for the chapter Getting to Know, Knowing. For the topic What is Knowledge? The difference between knowledge and information. Students, in today's lecture, we are going to understand what is knowledge. Students, if we ask to talk about things, you know, some of you will talk about themselves, some will present a long list of things you have learned in mathematics, history, science, geography, etc. This list might not even end. Some of you may feel that they are very knowledgeable. Some might wonder if they really know anything about the thing they listed. They might find themselves asking tons of other questions such as what is knowledge, how does it occur, how do I know that I know. They will come to see that do not know what is it to know. That is mean to understand. Have you begin to feel as same? So, what is knowledge? Lead to many questions in our mind. How does it occur? How do I know that I know? To know things about knowing, all questions mentioned above and many more come into. Let us get to know the thing about knowing. All the questions mentioned above and many more are considered as a branch of philosophy called epistemology. So epistemology is that branch of philosophy that helps us in knowing. In knowing, two vital questions. These two vital questions are what is knowledge and the source of knowledge. Knowledge means Gyan in Marathi. But the word is not used much. Instead we use the term to know. Whereas in English we use the meaning to realize, to recognize, to understand, etc. We must understand the subtitle difference between these. Let us discuss the process of knowing. First of all, what is the process of knowing? Knower is the one who knows, and known is that which can be known. Knowledge is born when the two come in contact, when they interact. So, knowledge is born by the interaction of two things, that is, the knower and the known. Knowledge requires awareness of our surroundings and one oneself. The more advanced this awareness, the more superior the knowledge. All that falls within the bounds of human awareness can be known. We come in touch with objects, properties, relations, events, statements, arguments, theories, etc. through awareness. Although every kind of contact might not result in knowledge, the majesty, beauty and the force of waterfall astronomers at once. We feel proud to be commended for an excellent performance. The sight of the raw mango makes our mouth water. We are slightly impressed to see the robots at work. We are baffled when something does not bear the expected outcome. We are interacting with the world every passing moment, and it leaves various impressions on us. The interaction between the knower and the known is necessary, but insufficient condition for the creation of knowledge. The interaction has to have a particular kind. The difference between knowledge and information. Interacting with an object helps us to understand or gain knowledge. Knowledge that is gained by our intellect or our sense organs are the means to know object. It means to get familiar with an object to have information. But we must ponder over what is it to know an object or an event. Thus knowing means to be familiar with, to possess some information about it or something more. Let us go with an example. Do you know what an Indian giant squirrel is? Some of you might have seen it in a photograph, while some might have actually seen it, or some may have heard about it. A student might know the Indian giant squirrel is a large tree squirrel belonging to the species of R. indica. It is found in the forest of Bhishma Sankara. It travels from trees to trees by jumping up to 6 meters. But look like a fly. Those who have heard about the Indian giant squirrel and seen its photograph might be able to recognize it. But those who have actually seen it would know better, don't they? It can be said that the student knows Indian giant squirrel when she knows that class of animal it belongs to, how it feeds itself, how it lives, etc. Moreover, those who do not wonder about how Indian giant squirrel almost flies from one tree to another despite having no wings. Those of you who would take the pain to find the answer will have a more comprehensive knowledge of it. One can better understand the phenomena of the leaf of Indian giant squirrel if one can apply what she already know about the birds and animals. This example illustrates a few interactions that are the part of construction of knowledge. These interaction belong to reading about a thing, hearing about it, experiencing, witness, being aware of certain facts, being able to link them with information we already possess, loosely speaking, all of the interaction above you have seen to admit knowledge. Philosophically speaking, all the interaction except the last provides us information about the object of knowledge. Information is required from knowledge, but knowledge isn't merely information. It is extremely critical to understand this at the age of information technology. Information is a collection of facts about something. This can be a sorted collection of different isolated facts. Students, have you ever collected a coin or postal stamp? These things can either be randomly stocked or can be systematically classified according to the country, releasing year, content, etc. We pile up information in the form of experience, intellect, reading, listening, surfing the internet. But as long as they are haphazard, they are like randomly collected coins. The process of internalization begins when we think over the facts, discover the interrelation, similarity and difference among them. Then it becomes obtainable to classify facts, to put them together. This is when information starts getting transformed into knowledge. Knowledge has to be a coherent system of information. To build a project, we must first carefully assemble the required material and then systematically organize them. Information means for knowledge that which material means to an object. Therefore, the person who merely accumulates unprocessed information cannot be called knowledgeable. Otherwise, book, encyclopedia or Google could have been called as the most knowledgeable. Therefore, awareness of the root of knowledge, knowledge has to be observed and processed. Using this awareness, only then there is understanding. Such knowledge becomes an integral part of our thought, feeling, behavior and life. In order to prepare a dish, we gather all the ingredients and process them, cook them and consume them. Knowledge has to be consumed. It is to be ingested. But sometimes the preparation goes wrong and the dish is a failure. The same can happen with knowing. The accumulation information may be faulty, untrue or insufficient. Sometimes its organization is imperishable matter. The knowledge that comes from such information cannot be called knowledgeable. Information is a raw material of knowledge. The quality of knowledge depends to a great extent on the status of information. One has to be surplusly examine the source of knowledge and it is genius or invoice. The social media posts and forward that claim authentic are more often false, rumor than true. We are at a great risk to be deceived online unless we causally find trustworthy websites. By trusting any information blindly, we mistake untrue and for truth and knowledge can never be untrue. Falsehood is strictly entitled to the term of knowledge. Even in day-to-day conversation we use the phrases like, I believe that, I think, or I, in my opinion. If we are not certain about the authenticity of our statement, these phrases has, I know or I am sure that do not have what we have, I know, we have at least for ourselves. Confirm the validity of our own opinion. We believe that we are saying the truth and we want others to believe the same. So we also give explanation if required. This gives proof and justification.